Alright, let's talk about something that's been buzzing in the space community lately, a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket stage accidentally crashing into the moon. Yeah, you heard that right. A piece of human-made debris, about the size of a 5-story building, just slammed into our lunar neighbor at over 5,400 miles per hour. But here's the twist, this isn't just a story about space junk. It's a goldmine for scientists. Let me break it down for you. First off, what makes this really interesting is the sheer unpredictability of it all. This wasn't some planned mission, it was a stray rocket part, left floating in space after launching lunar landers back in 2021. Over 18 months, the gravitational dance between Earth, the Moon, and the Sun, along with the subtle push from solar radiation, nudged it into a collision course with the Moon. Personally, I think this highlights how chaotic space can be. We're so used to thinking of space missions as precise, but here's a reminder that even small forces can lead to big, unintended consequences. Now, let's talk about the impact itself. The flash it created was tiny, lasting just a fraction of a second. Even if you had a high-end telescope, you'd have missed it. But here's where it gets fascinating, the plume of dust it kicked up could have stretched up to 62 miles. That's massive. And while no spacecraft caught the moment live, NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter will soon snap some before and after photos. What this really suggests is that even accidental events can give us data we couldn't get otherwise. It's like the universe handed scientists a free experiment. From my perspective, the real value here is for planetary geologists. They're not just studying a crash, they're testing their models of how impacts work. How deep does the crater go? How far does debris fly? How does the moon's surface react? These aren't just academic questions. If you take a step back and think about it, this data could help us design safer lunar landers and bases. For example, understanding how far debris travels could mean the difference between a successful mission and a catastrophic failure. What many people don't realize is that the moon's surface is far from static, it's constantly being reshaped by impacts, both big and small. Another detail I find fascinating is the material this impact might have exposed. The moon's surface is like a time capsule, holding clues about the early solar system. When a rocket crashes into it, it's like digging into that time capsule without even trying. This could give us fresh insights into how the Earth-Moon system formed 4.5 billion years ago. It's not just about the crash, it's about what lies beneath. Now, this isn't the first time we've crashed something into the moon. Since 1959, dozens of spacecraft have met the same fate, some on purpose, like NASA's iCross mission in 2009, which was deliberately crashed to look for water ice. But accidental impacts like this one are different. They're uncontrolled, yet they offer a unique opportunity because we know the exact size, speed, and location of the impact. It's like a natural experiment, but with human-made variables. One thing that immediately stands out is how rare these opportunities are. It's not every day you get to study something like this. But here's the bigger question, what does this say about our presence in space? We've been launching rockets for decades, and space debris is piling up. This Falcon 9 stage is just one piece of a much larger problem. In my opinion, this incident should spark a conversation about how we manage space junk, especially as we plan more lunar missions. If we're not careful, the moon could become a junkyard, and that's not the legacy we want to leave. So, what's the takeaway here? Personally, I think this accidental crash is a wake-up call wrapped in a scientific opportunity. It reminds us of the unintended consequences of our actions in space, but it also shows how resilient and resourceful scientists can be. They're turning a mistake into a chance to learn something new. And that, to me, is what makes this story so compelling. What do you think? Is this just another piece of space junk, or is it a scientific treasure? Let me know in the comments. And while you're at it, think about this, as we push further into space, how do we balance exploration with responsibility? It's a question we can't afford to ignore.